This is a developer update. I'm going to call it 2.0 because I made a very important discovery on what I was trying to do. And one of the reasons I wanted to go back to Pascal with Castle Engine. And that is, I figured out in Godot how to use an object in an object. Where in Pascal, you create an object, and then if you want another object in it, you would have a pointer reference to it using the caret symbol. Well, this is going to be interesting. So we start at my people resource. That was the last video I made about this. I got so much crap in here. Where's my people resource? Right there. I started adding all this stuff in, and this is just for head item. I was searching forever for this information. This could be important to people. What I ended up doing is I tried the object method again, and I ended up with this variable head item, and this is a class. Understand that this is a class name of people resource. Class names, it turns out, are global. Classes are not global, and I'm not sure what kind of trouble I'm going to get with that, but that will come later. Class name, people resource. This is everything that makes up a person in the game for now. Now we're getting into armor and items and inventory. And I was like, I don't know how to do any of this crap, but I want to do it with objects. So variable head item equals items.headItems.new. So this creates, this code right here creates a new head item every time you create, it creates a new default head item every time you create a new person. So create 5 people, they're all going to have the exact same head item. So, with that, we go back to what is this, which is items. I figured out I didn't need this. Var head item equals head items. Doesn't matter. This is a resource with a class name of items, exactly like people resource, right there, right here. Resource extends node. Actually, this isn't a resource anymore. Extends node class name people resource. Technically, whatever. It's still an object. Items here extends resource. Class name is items. Now, within items here, I have a class called head items. Head items contains the image of the item, which right now is just a static image. It's actually my old player icon on the map, which I've updated the player icon to this Camaro render I did in Blender using a model from I got from a questionable source. And then of course I couldn't figure out how to change the sprite image in script, so I just created 4 different sprites for 4 different directions, and I turn them on and off based on direction. But that's getting off topic. So we have the class name items. The class is head items. There's going to be more classes, arm items, lower arm items, all kinds of classes, all kinds of items that will be considered items. Weapons will be items. Everything in the game will be items, and this is where they're all going to be consolidated at the base level. So how does this work? This is where it gets complicated. People resource is then taking as head item, it's taking the class name item, and it's going to take the head item out of that class name and create a new one. Now what this means, and this means that in area 2D, which is where I'm creating everything, you can create right here. I did a global vars. This is a for routine. So this is after the for routine. Print global vars party member 0, so the first party member, head item color. And that actually prints out gray. It's actually easier here because the default color for the head item is gray. And that actually prints out. I don't remember where it prints out. Right there. Gray. Because on this run, the first character, which was character 0, was named Romero. And so Romero's head item color was gray. Now, I created a whole, I'm still on the third iteration of it, an equip screen. And that's where the image comes in. Because I was like, originally I wasn't going to have images. And then it was like, well, Blender rendering cars is a piece of cake. I can understand and use Blender. Why don't I just make rendered images? So we got the default image is resources, which is this down here. Road War assets, which is a folder right here. Subfolder tiles, and this is the picture, player.ping. This is going to be every new character's head item image. And that will have to be changed down the road by changing head items items.head items.image equals just what image is going to equal, because it does the load resource, which is imperative, elsewhere. And that one's going to be, where are you? I got so many freaking scripts and see, this is the kind of information that you're not going to get on standard tutorials. This is real world information I'm using here, not some made up bullshit short excuse for a program. This was on, what was it on? You hitting the equipment button. Where's the equipment button? Oh yeah, this is the new equipment screen. And this is a test about what happens when I hit this button. And that's actually coming out pretty well. It's not going to be on this video because I'm trying to get what this person's current head item is in here. So, where's that button? Why don't you give me a line about the button? Oh, it's way up here. Okay, equipment button. Here's your script. So on pressed, the equipment button on pressed, it's going to have to draw the entire equipment screen. So that's what it does. It calls equip button is paper doll rectangle, which is that whole screen, and equip button dot show. So it shows the screen. And then head item button dot icon equals resource loader dot load. I could not figure out how to get this to work. So this resource loader dot load is not OBS. It's not OBS update. That doesn't want to work either. It's this right here. And this came from, I was searching how to define a button's icon through code. And it's right here. And I'm using Godot 4 release candidate 2, and this works. You have the button icon equals resource loader load your resource. So my button icon is head item button, which I have to declare up here. And of course I do the access anywhere head item button, which is the actual button. This is a button. It's a button. It's a button. And then this is the icon, which strangely enough, responds to the property of icon equals resource loader load. Now, I tested this with an actual picture, and I decided that's good, but it's not good enough because I want to do this in code. I want to grab the party member's head item image and display it. And so I did it. I made everybody's head item image the exact same thing as a test because it's default. I haven't changed anything yet. That's going to be interesting. So it's calling global vars party member 0, first party member, their head item, and what the image is. So we'll do an F5. And, well, here's where I changed the player icon. Now it goes all 4 directions. I got bored one day of working on the massive work I've been doing on this. So Goodwin, like, here's the bio. I couldn't get the tooltip, figure out how to access the tooltip, so I just created a new window, and this bio will be filled in. You can actually talk to people. There's going to be armor info. Redid all of this, decided everybody's either going to have a job or a role, and roles are going to be heads of the jobs. Haven't done anything about that yet. The main thing is on equipment, right there. There's the icon. I haven't done really anything on button press. Button press is going to actually pop this out. And within inventory, gang inventory, you can choose something else to put on their head. Of course, I don't have the gang inventory sorted out yet. These right here are equipment pockets. I haven't put the code in yet. Everyone basically is going to, if they're wearing jeans, for example, they're going to have a default of 2 pockets. I got really high one night, and I got to look up that text file I wrote about a certain stat is going to give them 1 extra pocket to start if it's over a certain variable. And then say you throw on a pair of pants that has 2 pockets. That'll open up 2 more slots, a backpack with 3 pockets, or a bandolier that has 3 pockets. All of these will open up. And this is the maximum you can have. I've also decided to implement a weight limit because of this. And that's not in this code yet. So we can't have everybody like tromping around with all of this junk, because these are going to hold magazines, stones, because there's going to be, you're going to start the game with slingshots, primitive weapons. But anyways, this is what I'm excited about right there. I got images to go here. Oh, and this is not a button. Everything here was my 3rd attempt at getting this running. Everything that is here was my 2nd attempt. You don't even want to see the 1st attempt. But what's nice is I like keeping this open. You can open up another one. Due to the way, buttons can hit buttons behind it, because I don't have layers figured out yet. I can't make windows movable or anything, so I position them, where this close button will not interfere with another button. I think I've almost got all that figured out, but yeah, that's the big update in this update. That is my next update, to try to figure out what's going on with this overrun. I can set it, but then it will split words. So my misspelled, actually I'll probably just leave it this way and do ellipses to say there's more, because the hover over seems to work. A slightly brown, really misspelled leather cap. So yeah, that's something else. Also, this right here with the fonts I'm using, this is a default. If you hit enter for a new line of text, it leaves this around. Then you have to backspace to get rid of it. Well, that's going to be the sorting. So you have up to 5 pages. This will be able to sort. Aside from that, I haven't really done anything as far as the game goes. But now that I've figured out how to make car icons using Blender, and pretty much all images using Blender, and being able to load them up and change them at will, which is not coded yet, but I know how to do it, this game has come along great. Yeah, because I plan to use render effects in the game. So those, smoke effects. Yes. Anyways, when we get to that, we'll talk about it. Everybody have a great day.